physician, scientist, searching for a way to tap into the hidden strengths that all humans have. Then an accidental overdose of gamma radiation alters his body chemistry. And now when David Banner grows angry or outraged, a startling metamorphosis occurs. The creature is driven by rage and pursued by an investigative reporter.
Mr. McGee, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Yipee-Ki-Yay, Mr. Falcon.
I'm going to be a little punchy tonight. I'm sorry.
I actually thought you were starting this off with an impersonation.
No, that would be good, though. That would be Did you know that he didn't get to do his own growling? Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
I want to say that's because he's deaf, and they didn't want the deaf voice.
I don't know, I guess. You'd think he could, scream and growl, though. I've heard the man talk. He can talk. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's pretty brutal, man. Lou Ferrigno, the original Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
The last
Ironically, when they did the Edward Norton Hulk, Lou Ferrigno did the voice of the
Scream,
Edward Norton
right?
Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he says Hulk smash at the end, that was Ferrigno.
He had a cameo in that, too. He was a security guard,
Yes.
I think. Yeah,
he was the security guard.
I met Lou Ferrigno at a...
Me too.
Yeah?
Me too.
All right.
Yeah.
I met him at a convention, but it wasn't like a media convention. He was attending this convention, and I met him and asked him a few questions as a reporter. It was pretty cool.
Did he ask you for money for it?
No. I assume that's what he does at the other cons.
Ferrigno is very aggressive. He's very aggressive.
Oh, yeah? Oh, shit. Wow. No, I used to go to this convention every year, and I ran into him more than once. It got to be like a good luck thing when I spotted Lou Ferrigno on the show floor.
Okay.
Yeah, I met a few celebrities used to go to that one because it was in Las Vegas. What's his name? From lead singer from Aerosmith was there one year.
Steven Tyler.
Yeah. I met John Barenthal once.
The Punisher.
Lou Ferrigno is huge. He's pretty. Yeah. He's a tall dude. Even at his age. John Barenthal's a little shorter than me, and that blew my mind a little bit. I wasn't ready for that. But Lou was a nice guy when he's not peddling autographs, I guess.
So I guess the thing is, people have been caught taking candid photos, from 50 feet away or whatever, and then he'll hunt you down to get you to pay for it. I don't know. He's like one of those dudes in Times Square.
Shit. Does he pick you up and shake you, or
that would at least make for a good story.
A good photo, at least. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he hasn't done them in a while, at least not in this area. He used to do every single show, and then for a long time there, I haven't seen his name on one in forever.
He is getting old.
Maybe he's just getting old. Yeah,
he's an old man.
But Shatner's 90 something, and he still does these things all the time. So.
Yeah, he keeps threatening to die every year, though. Shatner.
Yeah.
He tells everyone, "I'm on my way out," and he's not. He's never gonna die.
It's a guilt threat. He's trying to get you to meet him now. Yeah.
Have you met the Shat?
No, I refuse. I've heard that he's kind of a dick to his fans, and to be honest with you, I was always a lot more Wars than Trek. Yeah. That's the thing. I was never really a huge fan.
Yeah.
So
TJ Hooker, that's what it was. You love TJ Hooker. I've never even.
Oh my god, I've never even watched that.
I've never seen an episode of it. No.
I did love Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 4. But.
Oh, I like some of the movies. Yeah. When we talked about Star Trek before, I didn't really grow up with the original show ever. The first Trek I ever saw was the movies, the Shatner movies, the maroon jacket movies.
Yeah.
And then reruns of the Picard show. But
yeah, I mean, I saw 4 a lot growing up because you didn't need to see anything else related to Star Trek to know the one about the whales.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, I saw nothing else until college.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah. So, growing up, I grew up with Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk. Even though it was a little early for us, I mean, that was more of a
No, the reruns.
yeah,
Big thing
for
when we were
reruns. I just always feel like it's more of a 70s kid thing that they identify with, but we absolutely grew up with it. Not everyone our age did, but
because there was no alternative.
yeah, I mean,
It's not like you could pick between this Hulk and another Hulk. And we came here to talk about the movies, right? The movies were definitely happening while we were young.
yes, they were in the 80s. Like that, like so many shows of that era that were very, very popular and ended when they were still popular. They milked that popularity by getting all the actors back when they were old and making TV movies with the same cast.
So it's not something that's new that's happening now that sucks. They've always been doing this.
Oh yeah, they've always been doing this. Like that was the entire, like Columbo used to be a show, like a weekly show. And when everyone got old, they just stopped and started making 2-hour-long TV movies that came out like every other week. You know, but they made 3 as far as I know for the Hulk with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno playing the same 2 halves of the same character.
Yes.
I had a thought while I was mulling this over. This is one of those things, and I think it was because of Batman coming out in 1989. Like, we were just all superhero obsessed, and it didn't matter to me when I was that little, DC or Marvel. I didn't know the difference. I just knew superhero stuff. And, you know, these would be on TV a lot, and like so many things, my dad taped the Incredible Hulk movies for me, and I watched them to death. Like, absolutely to death. Just like Batman, just like the original Superman and Superman 2. But the return of the Incredible, is it the return or the Incredible Hulk Returns? The Incredible Hulk Returns.
The Incredible Hulk Returns.
It's an active voice title. That's very nice. Very nice. Okay. That was the one, man. That had Thor in it, dude. Like,
absolutely.
He was just a big Swedish guy in a helmet, but he was Thor. You know, he had a hammer. It counted.
Yeah.
Well, did you watch these on TV or did you like?
I don't think these were in the theaters. Like,
no, I mean,
these are TV movies for sure.
Yeah, I know they sold them on tape too, you know.
Oh yeah. All right. So I know for a fact that I watched them on TV. I don't know if it was like, I didn't buy the tapes. And if you're asking if I saw them like live, no, it wouldn't have been like when they were first premiered. Yeah. I was a big reruns guy with the Incredible Hulk. Like,
so the actual
it was like
show.
one of those things. Yeah, and like the movies would just sort of get like slipped in whenever. Like, I don't know if it was like, you know, tonight we're gonna watch the movie or whatever, but it's like one of those things, like Saturday morning marathons kind of thing. You know, like today we're gonna watch the 3 Hulk movies that they're gonna play back to back to back. You know, and I'm like, I'm in for all of them. I don't care.
They were charming. They had a certain appeal. The show was cool. The show was part of like this group of shows that they kind of, I don't want to say they copied off each other, but they share a similar setup and vibe.
Yeah.
Do you remember the old Fugitive show, The Fugitive, that Harrison Ford movie was made from?
Yeah, I was going to say, I watched the movie. I know of the show.
Yeah, I mean, but as a serial, the shtick behind that was dude is a doctor who's a fugitive from the law, so he doesn't tell anyone he's a doctor, shows up in a different town in every episode and almost invariably gets to use his doctoring skills to save somebody, and then has to disappear before any attention comes his way.
Yeah, right.
So he can stay hidden. And this was back when you could get odd jobs going from town to town solving mysteries.
Exactly.
You could be a mechanic without a social security number for a couple weeks and you could eat. So like the Hulk basically did the same thing. Like, he's a scientist. Banner's a scientist. Bruce Banner, David Bruce Banner.
David Bruce Banner, because as
That's on the
Stan Lee and Lou
tombstone.
Ferrigno have said, Bruce Banner sounded too gay to the CBS or whoever it was.
And you sent me that reel. Someone was saying, no, that wasn't true, but
right. So the guy who wrote and produced the show,
the writer,
who is the one that changed the name of it, claimed that he did not make the change because it was homosexual sounding, but just because he didn't like the alliteration. But when Stan Lee and Lou Ferrigno tell me, no, the guy said he was too gay, I'm going to believe them rather than the guy who's had 50 years to come up with an excuse.
Maybe they didn't tell the writer. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they lied.
No,
to
he's the one saying
he's the
call.
one. God
yes.
damn, it wasn't like
because he was the
studio?
writer, director, and producer of the show. Yeah.
Whatever. He changed his first name and almost every episode. I don't know.
Actually, the show was so popular that in the comic books, canonically, the name got changed to David Bruce Banner.
Really? Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know that the Marvel Cinematic Universe picked that up, but like in the comic books, I remember for sure it was David Bruce Banner.
There was a nod to it in the Ed Norton one. I can't remember what it was, but there was a nod to the name David Banner. It showed up on a license or something. It was something really quick.
Okay.
Like an alias he was using or something. So there was Quantum Leap. Do you remember Quantum Leap?
I do.
That was that used the same thing, I realized. Like he wasn't traveling from town to town.
They changed his name too? Sounded too gay.
That's what it was. Yeah, Sam Beckett was too, no. But instead of town to town solving mysteries, he just leapt into different dudes' bodies and conveniently remembered to be a doctor when he needed it. And but they also made him a karate man, so they upped the ante a little bit. David Banner.
I was going to say, there's something to be said for these shows where, with the exception of a couple of core people, like every single episode, you have basically a new cast. You know?
Yeah. And the great thing about watching the old shows like that is they used so many character actors to fill out that cast every week that you see so many faces you recognize when they were young, or character actors who just did everything at the time. We're watching. We were real bored the other day. We started watching Law and Order, like season 2, like old Law and Order. Dun dun. And every episode it's like 4 people you see. They're like, that guy from that thing, it's one of those shows. We started making up a theme song, lyrics to it. We're getting
Ted
close.
did that, right? Or was that no, that was Law and Order, right?
I think so, yeah.
Gonna catch some guys.
Yeah. We're coming up with our own though. We're proud of that. We did it for ER when we marathon that. I'm proud of our theme song for ER. But it's a shtick, I guess, that works. And it worked really good for the Incredible Hulk. But like, it was so much better because you always knew something was going to happen so that you could have a Hulk out. Like, they weren't going to go an episode without Lou Ferrigno showing up as the Hulk, right?
Yeah, sure.
So you're always just waiting, like, what's it going to be? Is it going to be accidental? Is it going to be the asshole of the episode? Just fucks with them a little too much? What's it going to be? And I don't know, man. The makeup was a little scary as a kid from the movies. It was better for the movies. The contact lenses they used, the wig, it was a little better for the movies. But it was a little creepy when you were a kid.
I mean, they had the benefit of, what was it, like 10 years later when they were making the movies? So, advancements in covering somebody in green makeup, I guess.
I still love that they imply that Lou Ferrigno is so much bigger than Bill Bixby that what are khaki pants on him are merely split open like shorts on Lou. Like, he's bigger than Bill, but he's not that much fucking bigger. Like,
you'd think that Bill Bixby's character, David Bruce Banner, would have learned to wear like stretchy pants after a while, stretchy shirt, spandex. I don't know.
He resisted. It was only button downs and khakis, man. That's it.
I mean, when you can't hold down a regular job, like you got to be buying a lot of khakis, just get the stretchy pants. I mean, they did it in the Norton one, right? Like,
that's right. The purple ones even.
Yeah.
I have to imagine that he went through a lot of like Goodwill pants, in his travels.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
So we got Thor from The Incredible Hulk Returns. That was in 1988.
Yes.
That was on TV. And I also used to watch the one that came after that. It was called, believe it or not, The Trial of the Incredible Hulk. And he had a beard for some of that.
Yeah.
He transformed into the Hulk.
Goes away.
Yeah. The mechanics of this, I'll never fucking understand. Like, I remember looking forward to it. I'm like, wow, is he going to be green with like a green beard? That's going to be fucking awesome.
He should have done the green beard.
No, he wasn't. But the plot of that one was kind of cool. Like, he turned into the Hulk. He fucked up some shit on the subway in New York City. And he crawls off into the tunnel, turns into David Banner, and they arrest him. Because I guess, I don't know. They thought we're not going to think about that. We're not going to talk. He was involved. That's all they know. And this woman said that he was, and she was lying. That's the whole thing. But the great thing about that movie was we got Daredevil and the Kingpin in this movie. Versions of them. TV, movie, versions in the late 80s, but still.
I would say that Daredevil was a lot more faithful than, say, Thor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it didn't have as many special effects to rely on or to not rely on. But
they didn't even need to. Okay, so they didn't need the special effects of like Thor coming out of the hammer because they made that shit up. You know
yeah, he just appeared and there was some lightning shit and they're like, yeah, he comes when I summon him. Like, what the fuck? He basically had the same mechanics as the Hulk, but like on call.
Deliberate.
Yeah. And he had like a minion. He had a minion. And I'm not real into the Thor comic books, but as I understood it, like that guy's name that they gave him in the movie, he was some kind of an alternate personality of Thor when he was pretending to be
like
a normal
an alias.
dude.
Yeah.
When he was his trench coat and hat persona.
Blake, okay. I want to say.
Yeah, Blake.
That's the persona that they gave him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There was like a
Donald Blake. Yeah.
Donald Blake.
Yeah, that's right. But the trial with Daredevil, that's what got me into Daredevil and Daredevil comics. Because there was nothing, I'd never heard, you didn't really hear of Daredevil unless you were like a real, like into comics. Because he didn't have movies. He didn't have a cartoon. Spider-Man had a cartoon when we were little. That's how I learned everything about Spider-Man, to be honest. And the X-Men. You learned a lot of Marvel lore by accident,
It was really the golden age of Marvel stuff when we were young. Like the X-Men cartoon, the Spider-Man cartoon, those were fantastic.
Yeah, it was all that stuff was derived from the comics because they weren't writing new stories. They just toned them down a little bit and shortened them. And it was really cool, man. I used to watch the shit out of Spider-Man. I never saw the live action Spider-Man from the 70s. Or whenever
You're better
that was.
off.
Have you watched it? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's bad, right?
Yeah.
Is it campy bad or is it just bad?
It's all bad.
Okay.
It's every version of bad. Yeah.
Well, where does the campy Batman rank for you? Do you enjoy that or do you just like, it's just a curiosity?
Okay, so when I was younger, that was my Batman. Like, let's say like pre-1989, I watched a lot of Adam West Batman because that was all we had, right? So I was super into that. Pow, wham, zap. I'm like walking around the house, like throwing punches, throwing kicks and everything. Batman was so cool. Then I hit like 12-ish, I don't know. And I watched it and like I was so embarrassed. Like, this is so dumb, like it's so hokey. And then I don't know, like a few years after that, like I watched the movie on DVD and I got it. I was like, whoa, this was supposed to be funny, like it was like that went completely over my head as a kid, the bat shark repellent was supposed to be funny. Like when you're a kid, you're just like, yes, of course, that's what you would need to defeat the shark. Why wouldn't he have that? He's Batman.
I think at a certain age, it's like, oh, this is just cartoon logic in a movie. I don't understand. It's just stupid. They could have just been a cartoon. Yeah, you have to be a little. Yeah, okay. I used to watch the movie, the Adam West Batman movie.
The movie's fantastic.
That's
Some
the one
days
where
you just can't get rid of a bomb.
When they turn everyone into colored dust, right?
Yeah.
That was the plot of that? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And then they have to like rehydrate them.
Yeah. Which is just a series of tubes.
I've probably seen the movie a lot more than the show because there was a long time there where the rights to the show were locked up because, it was a Warner Brothers property that was owned by 20th Century Fox, which became Disney, so it's sort of like, it's this weird thing where to this day, right now, Marvel owns the rights to the Batman TV series.
Did not know that. That is
like
wild.
Not just that Batman TV series. They have the rights to Batman on television altogether.
So what? Like the Penguin show and all that too?
Yeah, I would imagine that they had to go through them to license that. I mean, I still haven't even seen the Penguin show.
Oh, that was really good,
like
though.
the Gotham show, that was Disney, And when I'm going to give away the ending a little bit, but you should know how Gotham ends even if you didn't watch the show.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, like in the last episode when they wanted Bruce Wayne to become Batman and be in the suit, they called Warner Brothers and they were like, yo, can we borrow a Batman suit? And Warner Brothers was like, why don't you go fuck yourselves?
Really?
Yeah.
So did they make one? I never saw
I guess they had to make one. Or that was digital. I don't know.
Yeah. That's it. Who's Batman in that? Who played
Oh, that
Bruce
kid.
Wayne?
I can't
You don't
remember
know?
his name.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge Gotham fan. Like I watched a couple seasons. I got bored. Stopped watching for a while. Kind of caught up. You know, I don't know. Stopped watching, caught up. One of those kinds of things.
I think I might have watched the first few and didn't like the tone and left it. And I didn't watch that Pennyworth show.
I didn't watch that either.
I'm not good on the superhero TV shit, man. I just can't do it. It's not like the old stuff. I'll watch The Incredible Hulk, though. I'll watch reruns of that, man. I love old TV shows now. I'm getting older. I'm so old at this point that I don't like the pacing of new shit. And I'm like, I'll take the slower stuff. I like the ruminating shit, you know? I'm getting that way with movies too. There's a lot of movies that like
I can tell that with you. You get really angry about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why would you hate that? It was just fun.
Yeah. I can't have fun no more. I'm too miserable. I'm too cranky. Everything's too fucked up. I can't.
I don't know. I think with the Incredible Hulk show, like, there's a lot of nostalgia, rose-tinted glasses to it. Like, I think if you go back and actually watch it, you'll find how goofy it really was.
I think early on they were trying to be very earnest. And they were trying to make like a modern Jekyll and Hyde is what they were doing. And they were trying pretty hard in the first couple seasons, you know, and they had the character of Jack McGee, who is this reporter who was always also following him and he was the only one who really believed the Hulk existed and it was his baby and shit. Right. So there was a lot going on and it got goofy later on. I remember skimming through the later seasons, and it's like they did some gimmicky shit. I think he fights Sasquatch at some point.
He fought like a bear.
Yeah.
Didn't he like throw a bear into space? I don't know.
I don't
like
think so. I don't know about that, but
I don't know. I watched like a recap video on this recently. So if that was like a parody joke video, and I'm quoting it as though it's like a real thing, yeah. But
I might have missed that.
I know
episode.
he fought a
I don't
bear
know.
for sure. He threw a bear super far. Like, yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was a Red Hulk. I think they tried to do that at some point. But anyway, the second movie, it's honestly, it's almost more about Daredevil and the Kingpin. And the Hulk is kind of a side character. It's kind of weird.
Absolutely. Because the first two made-for-TV Hulk movies were designed to be pilot episodes.
Right? They were backdoor pilots. Yeah. Right, and neither worked.
Yeah.
Daredevil
Which
could have
is a
worked.
shame. I would have watched. Yeah, I would have watched them.
Yeah, because the actor was pretty good that they got for it. The costume was all black. Like they were smart about it. They made it all black so it couldn't look that goofy. They didn't have to make it leather. That's for sure. He had his little sticks. He had his Daredevil sticks. He was blind. They kept that because God knows they could have changed that somehow.
They gave him that Terminator vision, only it was green.
Yeah, man. Because of the nuclear chemicals that hit him were green. That's why he got nuclear vision.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. When I was little, there was a lot of ideas in that I never thought of before. Like the blind guy abilities that he had. You know, some of it was from the comic book, but like being able to hear the heartbeat when someone lied, hear the heartbeat change, and being able to read just printed text with his fingers because they were that sensitive.
I remember he
and
used
all
that, I
shit.
don't believe you, or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's what he wrote it with a ballpoint pen. It says, I don't. The acting is cheesy. It's not great, but it's I don't know, earnest. That's the word for it. They were committing. Everyone was committing to it, even though it was a comic book movie. And that was kind of cool. The Death of the Incredible Hulk was not a great film.
Yeah.
That was 1990. They put out 3 in 3 years. So I guess they were just getting all they could out of it.
I mean, it's so surprising to me that they did put out 3 in 3 years. Like, this had to have been successful enough that we're like, all right, let's do it again. Let's do it again. But not successful enough that they're like, all right, we'll make something out of Thor. We'll make something out of Daredevil as intended. You know?
I wonder what the line is. I wonder what they fell short on.
Yeah.
You know, like what
I mean,
metric.
especially when you talk about a made-for-TV movie. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's ratings, but I don't know.
I guess at the time.
Like I said, they had to be good enough to make 3 of them in 3 years, you know?
Yeah, and I guess at the time it was fairly expensive to produce, maybe. I don't know.
It was a dude in green makeup.
Yeah. Well, they had to pay an extra actor. And
Oh yeah.
I don't remember much about the death of the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, me either.
remember
it's the
the
movie
very
I've seen
end.
the least of the three because the rights around that have been so weird. You know.
Yeah, you said, I told you that I wasn't able to find it like anywhere, and you're like, yeah, it's all the rights are all fucked up. Like, do you know?
Yeah, I don't know what the problem with the rights are. I know that I own the entire TV series and the first two movies on digital, and the third one is not available to buy at all. So
Same. Yeah, they'll sell the first two in a 2-pack, and then yeah. And the only other
I do
thing
have the third one on DVD, so I know it's not like bootleg or anything.
Okay. The only thing I remember about it was that that woman Elizabeth Grayson was in it. She showed up in a lot of this type of fare at the time. She was on the Flash TV show, the original one from the early 90s.
Flash TV show. Okay.
Yeah, and she was in she was in something. I think one of those Steven Seagal movies. She had a very distinctive face, and she had short hair. It was that short hair era of women.
Yeah, you know what? I'm looking at a modern photo of her.
I just looked her up, yeah.
She looks gorgeous for 61 or 64.
Good God, she's that old. Holy shit. Oh, man, she was Miss America 1982.
I'm not even going to say gorgeous for 64. I'm just going to say gorgeous.
She was Miss America, man. Like, it's fucking, wow, I had no idea. That's cool. All right, okay, all right. She was Yasmin, I don't know. All I remember about the end of that is how he dies, and it's the Incredible Hulk, and it's the lamest fucking death. He falls from a helicopter that's like hovering by a building and makes a big crater in the concrete and then just like dies. Fuck.
Yeah.
After all
so
that.
Lou Ferrigno would tell you that it was not intended to be the end.
He was supposed to come back after that?
He was supposed to come back. There was supposed to be something. I don't know. He said it was supposed to be called something like The Revenge of the Incredible Hulk or
The Incredible Hulk Resurrection, maybe?
Yeah, so they were going to take like I don't know if he was kidding about this part, but he said like they were going to take like a piece of his brain or something and regenerate him, or I don't know, but he was saying that there was going to be more. You know?
I wonder why Bill Bixby maybe didn't want to do it anymore, huh?
It's not so much that he didn't want to do it anymore. It's that he started getting sick. So
that's right.
Or at least I don't know how the timeline works out with this here. We're going to click on Bill Bixby here. Dies 93. Yeah, so that would work out.
Been getting sick.
So he said that he had pancreatic cancer or something like that, and that right around that time he couldn't do it anymore. So
that's a shame. He was in.
Yeah.
My dad remembers him way more than I do, but he was in so much TV when he was younger, just his whole career. Oh, that woman, Grayson. It was a Highlander show that she did a lot of that people know her from.
A Highlander show. There can be only one.
There were two, bro. She got her own show.
Oh, wow.
Highlander the Raven. She was Amanda.
I remember the one with Raiden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're bringing that movie back, apparently. Still working on it.
Yeah?
Still working on it with Henry Cavill. They kept getting delayed, but apparently they're filming it, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
So, all right. Nostalgia's sake, we like Lou Ferrigno. We like the old Hulk. How about the new Hulks? Where do they? Who's your favorite?
So I think that even when we talk about like the Marvel Cinematic Universe Hulk, I don't think it's been terribly even. Like I think there are eras of that I like more than others. I think my biggest problem with Hulk in the current movies is that he's gotten too much control. Like he's gotten complete control, to be honest with you. And that's not the character. Like the character is supposed to be, like you said, a Jekyll and Hyde, werewolf type. Like, I'm normal 1 minute and the next minute I can kill you, like, and I don't want to, but I could, and
they did that for a little while in the MCU.
Yes,
but
they
got away
captured
from
that
it.
very, very well in the first Avengers movie. If you remember, he's trapped in that, I think it was the plane with Scarlett Johansson's character, the Black Widow.
Sure.
And he's transforming and he's trying to stop it, like, you know, like you're dry heaving, like you're about to throw up and you're trying to stop yourself, and you see him like trying to stop it while like his arm is getting bigger, and she's freaking out because she's trapped under this, you know, like thing that fell, debris, and she's scared for her goddamn life. And that's Hulk.
Yeah, they even established that in the beginning of the movie, that she's scared of him in particular in the cabin when he like pretends to get angry. Yeah. And that was like the whole thing is can Banner keep his emotions in check enough to not Hulk out and kill everyone around him? Because it was very werewolfy, and I loved that. That was great. That was a great layer to put on everything, and I don't think they stuck with it at all after that movie.
No, it's like the very next movie she wants to bang him, you know?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he's just the Hulk all the time. Whatever.
Yeah.
But
I did really like the Edward Norton movie.
Me too. Yeah. Me too. I like the whole movie.
I did like the nods that they gave to the original series without feeling like they needed to, you know, jab you in the arm all the time. Like, I'm doing this thing because it's, you know, even though they did use the riff of the Lonely Man theme.
Yeah.
You know, and he gives the "you wouldn't like me when I'm angry" kind of quote every so often.
But it's part of it, you know? It's as much part of it as the comic book stuff is. And I saw that one in the theater, and I loved it. I thought that was great, and I thought I liked it. It was not
a perfect movie by any stretch. You know, it's a big CG monster fighting another big CG monster, but
at the time we hadn't really seen that much of that quite yet. You know, and we hadn't. I hated the Ang Lee Hulk so much, and it was such a disappointment that just seeing that kind of Hulk was a lot of fun. And I thought Ed Norton was a really good casting decision. I thought he was, especially physically, was perfect for Banner, you know? Ruffalo, he's fine. Yeah. You know, he's fine. Yeah. But like you said, in the earlier installments, I liked him better. I don't know. I liked Eric Bana, though. He was okay as Banner.
Yeah, so I didn't want to completely leave the Eric Bana Hulk movie there. It's not that it was objectively terrible. I think they tried things that hadn't been done before. It was very ambitious. You know, like if you remember the comic book panels on the screen, like I thought that was very inventive. Like you got to remember that was like 2003-ish. Yeah. You know, so we didn't have a lot of experience in the modern age of, you know, superhero movies. Like X-Men had come out, maybe the sequel to X-Men, and maybe the first Spider-Man. And, you know, we'd had a pretty steady stream of Batman movies that had fizzled out by that point. But, you know, like it's not like now where they figured out the formula and they're locked in, you know.
That movie always felt like it was, hey, the special effects are just barely there. We can finally make a Hulk movie that isn't a dude in green paint.
Yeah.
You know? But they were just barely there. Like that movie looks like a cartoon.
I'm sure if I watched it now, I'd feel that way. At the time, it seemed like the effects worked. You know.
I just remember such a marked improvement in the Ed Norton one. Just the look of the look of him and everything. No, that was just fun. That was cool. The whole beginning with him running away to South America and the soda getting poisoned and him, like the idea of him being on the run like that. Like really harken back to the show, and I liked it. I know you can't do that forever, but it was cool, and I thought Ed Norton did that all right. It was sad. I was pissed when I found out he wasn't going to stay in the role. You know?
Yeah. Apparently, there were way too many creative differences between him and I guess not Disney at the time, Marvel or you know Paramount. I don't remember. No, actually Universal, because
was it really?
Much like yes, because. Much like the Batman TV rights, the rights to the Hulk were sold permanently to Universal. So whereas other studios had deals like, all right, you use it for a little while, when you're done using it, we get it back. They got it permanently, which is why the story arc for the Hulk in the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies only passed through a solo movie once. And then everything else was in team-up movies, so we don't have to go through Universal.
Wow, I didn't know that was the reason for it. That's fucked up. That's
I mean, it's probably partially that and partially just like this is a character that maybe works better in the supporting act anyway, you know?
Well, you'd have to do a lot to beef up the character of Banner. to serve some kind of role and create relationships for him like they tried to do. But, how much can you, without the context of the show and without him being on his own, what can he do, Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I liked, okay, so I'm going to guess, I don't know for sure, I'm going to guess that their version of the origin in the TV show was made up for that, because it's not the comic book origin. That I'm experimenting on myself,
right?
Thing was them. And then the Marvel movie took that. Now,
right.
Granted, they put their own little twist on it. They were like, he's trying to recreate the Captain America serum because we're trying to place this in a larger universe.
Sure.
But, yeah.
But the Eric Bana one, wasn't that the same too?
No, I don't believe it was the bomb thing, right? I mean, there might have been something where he was like experimenting with the radiation of the bomb, but it went back to it was the original Hulk origin was that he was experimenting with some kind of gamma bomb, and then some kid was like out on the bomb the testing area, as you do, because why wouldn't you want to play there?
And he
goes to yeah, he went out to save the kid, and he gets hit with the bomb. And I believe that's the origin in the Eric Bana movie. You can roast me in the comments if I'm wrong.
Oh, people who know that movie well enough should be roasted alive. But
fair enough.
I like the TV show origin story a little more because it gives Banner this layer of guilt. It's also like he has to go through all this shit, but it's also his fault for being an asshole.
Yeah.
And being letting his ego drive his shit. Yeah, that works. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was his origin story in the comic books.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I was gonna say, there's a lot you can draw on from that kind of, the guilt and him trying to cure himself. Like that was always a thing in the show. I'm trying to find a cure. And because it's a TV show, we're never going to find one. It's like Star Trek Voyager. I don't know if you ever watched that.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, lost way in space. Hey, look, there's a way we can possibly get home, but we're going to blow it by the end of the episode because we can't get home.
Or we can go home, but we'd have to kill the population of this entire planet, and we're not going to
so we can't do that.
Right. Yeah, and there were a lot of times where he gave up a potential cure for moral reasons or just to save people or whatever. And they did that in the movie too. That's where he was when we meet him at the beginning of the movie, hunting for a cure. Which is another reason I guess I liked it, It harkened back to, it was what I thought a Hulk story was because I grew up with the Lou Ferrigno ones, I guess.
Yeah. And it's probably not an accident that they called the movie The Incredible Hulk.
No. It all fit. Yeah. Oh boy, are we going to get any more Hulk? I don't know.
I mean, they teased it with did you watch She-Hulk?
No, God no.
All right, She-Hulk gets a lot of crap. I enjoyed it. It was a fun show. It's probably the only Marvel thing I haven't shown my kid. I haven't shown her Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night and all that stuff either. But I didn't show her She-Hulk because there's a little bit more sexuality in that than I think she's ready for, or that I'm at least ready to explain to her. But She-Hulk worked, and what's his name? Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo, is in that show.
Yeah, I saw the first episode, and I saw some clips of it, and I was like, no, not for me. Yeah.
And it ends in a way where they tease more Hulk. So if you
I just saw
Thor Ragnarok.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. That they did the Planet Hulk story arc in that.
Right,
and in the comic books, the Planet Hulk story arc, he gets like a kid out of that.
Sweet.
And
sweet.
That's how She-Hulk ends. He shows up with the kid. And he's like, hey, I have my own Hulk son now. So
Hulk son of Hulk.
Son of Hulk.
Like Son of Kong. That was great.
Son of Kong.
I was just asking because I know they put out these Avengers Doomsday things or whatever it's being called, where everyone is coming back, and I just didn't know if they had done a little Ruffalo tease or not.
Not a teaser. I'd have to go back and watch that video where they showed all of the the director chair things that had the names on the back.
Right, yeah.
To say, like, here's the cast. I can't remember whether or not he was one of those. They had, like, and this is going to be a cast of just about everybody in Hollywood. Like, I feel like if you're not in this movie, fuck you.
I think they're just throwing all the shit at the wall, man. They know they're running out of time for their audience. Like, they barely have one left anymore. Fuck it, put everyone in. Tony Stark, make him a bad guy.
This. I think people are maybe, I don't know if it's that people are really excited to see the multiverse saga end, or that we just want to see like a proper Avengers movie again. You know, these things are fun.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm mildly interested in seeing the gang get back together again.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be interested if it was new cast members and them trying a new story. It keeps working for the X-Men. They keep bringing back the same old fart actors. And apparently they're doing another Lord of the Rings with Gandalf, with Ian McKellen.
How?
The Search for Gollum or something. I don't know, man.
That's right, the Gollum movie.
Yeah, I saw it on
Andy
Instagram.
Serkis is directing that, right? Yeah.
I think so. And the best comment I saw about it was like, you know, Tolkien wrote 3 lines about this in like the appendix of Lord of the Rings, and they're just gonna make a whole movie out of it. All right, okay. And
I mean, again, like going back to Hulk, like Gollum is one of those characters that's better when it's in the supporting area. You know?
Yeah, dude. I've had plenty of Gollum. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't
How
think
many
you need a
fucking
whole movie
decades
about this
now
guy.
have we been listening to him do that voice? I just can't.
Yeah. I listened to the audiobooks that Serkis did. Not as Gollum, but you know, when he did all the voices for every character, and you know, so obviously he did his Gollum voice for Gollum.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a fine actor, but you know,
yeah.
I liked Days of Future Past though, and I
loved it.
I admit I liked the Deadpool Wolverine movie a little bit, and it was all right. It was what it was.
So the funny thing about Deadpool and Wolverine is I loved that movie to death when I saw it. And then, like, last week, I showed it to my wife, and I realized just how much fan service there is in that movie. Like, it's like take the fan service out, and you have nothing.
Yeah, there's there's YouTube videos about the fan service that's longer than the movie.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds looks at the screen and he's like, "Get your sock out, nerds! Like it's about to get good." And you're just like, "Oh God, is there going to be another fight?" Like,
but this Avengers Doomsday thing, you're right. They've teased Ian McKellen, and they've teased Patrick Stewart, and they've teased James Marsden as Cyclops. I mean, if they get Hugh Jackman to put the claws back on again, everyone's going to see
there's no way
this
they
movie.
Don't have it. Yeah.
He has to be in it. They pay him so much money.
There's no way he's not in it.
He does this like for a couple months a year. He gets to do whatever else he wants for the rest of his life. He's
I don't know. Apparently, staying in Wolverine shape is not easy.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty fucking hard. Well, now they gave him the costume, so now he's older. Maybe they'll just let him like show his buff ass arms, and that's it. Now he's just gonna work out till he dies. You know, Deadpool's gonna pop his stupid head up in there too.
I don't know. Smart. I mean,
as a cameo at least.
That's a tough one because when you do that, and I mean, arguably they did do it with Deadpool and Wolverine, but when you tie him in with that, you tell a group of like tweens, this is something you need to watch to be prepared, you know, to like be in on this. And like what you're telling them is you need to watch these 3 hard R-rated movies, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're going to be appealing to kids with this one. I think they're going to be going for people our age and a little bit younger.
I mean, that's where they lost, you know, the young crowd to begin with, was that the whole multiverse saga was like, yo, isn't it cool? We got Tobey Maguire back. And like, they don't know who Tobey Maguire is. You know?
But that movie was wildly successful, wasn't it?
It was very good. It was very good. But like, you know, like you can only do that for so long.
Well,
I mean,
they're going to
kept
keep doing it until it doesn't work anymore. That's for sure.
I feel like we've been there for a long time. Like Avengers Endgame came out, like 7 years ago now? Like,
God, has it been that long? Holy
and that was
shit.
the last time Marvel was cool, you know? So.
Yeah, that's for sure. I did watch the Spider-Man movie with everyone in it. I felt the same way as when I tried to watch the Flash movie with Batman, the real Batman. It's just something to get through so I can see the cool images, and that's it. I'm done. There wasn't that much there. It was neat how they, it's like a puzzle. It's how did they manage to jam all this shit together into some kind of cohesive narrative? And it was clever. It was clever.
You know who did it really well was the Arrowverse. Did you watch the Crisis on Infinite Earths thing that the Arrowverse did?
No, but I've watched videos about it because I've read about it. So yeah, I know what they did, and it was pretty fucking cool. It
depresses me so much that nobody's fucking seen that.
Do you have to watch the whole show to get that storyline, or
no? Not really. No, it's pretty self-contained. I mean, it would help if you had some background on these people, but for the most part, it's really pretty well self-contained. It's not perfect. It goes off on some weird tangents here and there that I'm like, all right, you could have cut this, but for the most part, it does a really good job. It brings back Brandon Routh and the dude who played the Flash in the 90s, and
I've seen the pictures. That's that Flash show in the 90s. I was into that. I really liked that a lot, actually. The pilot there was a TV movie that served as the pilot. And I had that on tape. I liked it a lot. It was a really good origin story for a TV show. Set the tone for it. But you know what's funny, man? Thinking about this multiverse thing, what it always reminded me of was action figures when I was a kid. Because I'd have more than one version of Batman, right? I had the Blue Cow one from the older toys, and I had the 1989 one, and you had to get the Batman Forever one when it came out, right? And I mean, you're not going to just play with the toys from one movie, so they all end up hanging out together, and you got to come up with some justification in your head for why there's 3 fucking Batmans. You know what I mean? And the same with Spider-Man
within the Batman universe. I can't tell you how many times I had team-ups with the Ghostbusters and the Ninja Turtles, because I only had so many toys, it's not like I've got the entire lineup for every franchise, so you got to combine them.
Yeah, you imagine the Turtles are living in the sewers underneath the Gotham City. It all works together. It all could gel. You had to, get your mind around the size difference, but that was pretty good. You could
a lot of times they were roughly similar.
Yeah,
not all the time, but sometimes,
G.I. Joes couldn't play with anyone. They were too tiny. They were too small. Yeah. They had to hang out with themselves. But then they were just dudes. You can make them whatever you wanted.
The WWF guys and the Ninja Turtles were roughly the same size. And
they were all very squatty. Yeah, that's right. There's an Instagram account I follow. They post mostly just photos of toys from when we were kids, man. And they threw up a G.I. Joe action figure that I hadn't thought about in forever. Just brought back so many memories, and I remembered because he looked vaguely like Space Alien, and he had a helmet. He was my Predator whenever I played Predator with G.I. Joes.
Huh.
And it just all came. I'm like, wow, that was my Predator, and it was like Cobra Commander, but in space or something. I don't know. It was one of those special series they did where they were all like space soldiers or whatever.
Do you remember the movie where Cobra Commander, they took the mask off and there was a bunch of snakes or something?
No. The cartoon movie? No.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was the movie or if I'm making this up, but I remember this vividly. They took the mask off and it was a snake or something. I don't know. Which was not the case throughout the rest of the series, because the rest of the series you can see the eye holes.
Right.
Over the. But there was a
because there were two Cobra Commander. There was an era where he wore a helmet with a silver mask. Yeah. And then there was the cowl era with the 2 eye holes. I know I had both action figures. I know I had both. I just
Googled this. Cobra Commander snake form is a thing. So I don't feel completely wrong here.
And there was Serpentor, and there was Destro. Jesus Christ. Wow. Going back. The fucking rubber bands inside that would always break. Sons of bitches. Bastards. You could never find ones that were the exact right size or tension. They were always floppy when you were fixing them. It's bullshit, man.
I never had a problem with that. I didn't even know there were rubber bands. Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I never had one break. Yeah.
I can see in my head how they're put together. I could build one. Oh, man. over the weekend, last weekend, I found out something depressing about myself. I'm finally old enough that I kind of like going to antique stores. And B, there's a lot of shit from our childhood in antique stores. And it was really depressing, man.
When you say a lot of shit from our childhood, like what kind of stuff would I expect
Like,
to find in an antique store?
The glasses we used to get at McDonald's or Burger King, like a lot of toys. Like a lot of toys were in these antique stores
Interesting.
when we were little.
Interesting.
Action figures. I saw a case that had the entire Ghostbusters garage headquarters, the Firehouse headquarters playset with an Ecto-1 next to it. Very expensive because it had everything and it was,
I would imagine, yeah.
basically mint. I actually bought one of those old Coca-Cola glasses that like flared up at the top. They used to give them away with a lot of shit when Coca-Cola was rebranding in the early 90s. And I loved it. It was like my glass growing up. And I don't know what ever happened to it, but now I have another one for $4.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of we're getting old.
Yeah.
We're getting old, man.
I don't mind it. You know, it's they say that aging is a privilege not afforded to everyone.
Yeah,
so
it's better
Try to
than the
roll with it.
alternative, right?
Sure, right? You know.
And then we can just pontificate about 40-year-old Incredible Hulk TV movies.
Absolutely. You know. Although now I kind of want to like trick Tara into, you know, going to an antique store, you know, be like, hey, because that's the sort of thing that would make you look so like, you know, like, hey, you want to do that? Oh, sure. But really, I'm just going to look at toys. You know?
I guarantee you'll find a bunch of shit to look. I mean, unless you, there might be, I don't know what antique stores are like everywhere, but the ones around here that I've gone to, they're just a mishmash of all kinds of shit. And there's always going to be a section of stuff from when we were little, always. And unless it's like some frou-frou like decorating antique store, you should be good. You should be good.
All right.
And if not,
See, when I
there's,
think
like,
of
old
antique
tools.
store, that's all I think of is frou-frou decorating.
Yeah, no, I don't. We were in Bristol, in Pennsylvania, and there's like six on Main Street there, and we hit them all, and they were all the same, all like that. There's also a lot of old tools that are in really good shape if you need shit for around the house, man.
Yeah.
That old shit
The old
doesn't
tools are
break.
better.
Yeah. I'm buying we have gone through so many fucking can openers that I am buying a vintage one.
What are you doing to
now
these
on eBay.
cans?
Nothing, bro. The teeth break. The fucking hinge just stops. Like, you know. So I'm buying an old one off
I was going to
eBay.
say I've had like one can opener for the last 20, 25 years, but maybe because I've had it for 20, 25 years as well.
Yeah, that might be. It might have been the last good can opener, man. We had one,
yeah.
like doing our apartment years, we had one can opener. It lasted the whole time, and we've just been tearing it. I'm going to buy someone from the 40s off of eBay. I'm doing it.
There you go.
Fuck it. Planned obsolescence, my dick. We're going to work our way around this shit. Whatever.
All right, so you know what surprises me? Just to get back to the Incredible Hulk, but not really.
Hulk
not
me.
really.
What?
Well, I'm not hulking you. I'm going to say, like, it's surprising that we went through this whole thing and we didn't talk about one of the greatest contemporaries of the Incredible Hulk, which was Wonder Woman. Did you watch the Linda Carter Wonder Woman show when you were growing up?
Yeah.
Hell
reruns, sure.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I also I watched Super Friends, the cartoon.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of DC lore from that and characters. That's how I knew what Aquaman was and all that shit. But
Sure.
absolutely, Linda Carter show, that was pretty cool. That was in syndication when we were little. Yeah. I hate the movies. Fucking hate them. Fucking hate them.
You're talking about the new movies? I don't remember there being like Wonder Woman
the new
movies
ones,
to
the
me.
Gal Gadot ones. I fucking can't. I fucking
The
hate
first
them.
one was like tolerably okay. And then that second one was just all kinds of awful.
Oh my God. Just
I mean, I do not fundamentally understand how Zack Snyder got to be put in charge of like this whole universe, managed to stay in charge of it, you know, long enough, and then people still bitch about how like they want him back. I don't know.
I don't get it. I never got it. They're
None
all
of those
terrible to
movies
me.
were good. None
No.
of them.
Objectively,
Not a
they're
single
bad.
One of them was good.
You're allowed to like certain things about them, but those fucking movies are bad.
Sure.
They're bad
Like
films.
even like I enjoyed Justice League, like this the Joss Whedon version of Justice League. At the time, I don't think I've rewatched it more than once, you know, but like it was enjoyable to watch in the theater, and then fine, whatever. But like that was it. There was nothing else about that entire universe that was good.
Nope. I saw all of them once, and that's plenty. I think I watched the Man of Steel movie twice. I saw no. Nope.
I weirdly enjoyed the Margot Robbie Harley Quinn movie.
Suicide Squad?
No, The Birds of Prey.
Oh.
Which is weird because a lot of people would shit on that. But like, I don't know, that was Harley Quinn in her element for that whole movie, you know?
I didn't get to see
I don't know why they didn't just call the movie Harley Quinn. It would have made like $100 million more.
Yeah, right? They did the two versions of Suicide Squad, right? And then that one. Yeah. What a mess.
Was it that order? I can't remember. Yeah, it was probably the Suicide Squads and then Harley Quinn. I can't remember.
An amazing mess. How did we go from basically like there were two DC franchises. It was Superman and Batman doing their thing, and there was so much other story to explore, and this is what they did. It's amazing when you think about it.
Yeah. It's this need to create a cinematic universe. Like Marvel did it, and then everybody was like, "Ooh, that would be cool." Yeah, and when you do that, first of all, you prioritize weird shit. Because like, you know, if you're gonna if you're gonna make a universe, you need to fill it out with like all these other people. Like, oh, I guess we need Aquaman, and I guess, you know, like we got to make a movie for that. You know?
Yeah, and the problems have to be of a certain magnitude too.
Yeah,
you know, they have to be like global. Like in the first movie, you can have local shit, but after that, we're dealing with global phenomenon here. You know, it's there's got to be a big.
And it never makes any sense because, like, okay, if you've got, all right, what was that like? Do you remember in the Suicide Squad sequel movie where there was that? I think it was the Starro that was gigantic.
Sure.
You know, why would no one say Superman help? You know, the guy hears a volcano erupt from the other side of the world. It goes, oh, but this is all right. We're gonna let the Starro do its thing. I hear like a few people who are out of prison for the weekend have that covered. You know, we'll be all right.
Well, that was the big criticism of the Marvel TV shows, right? Like they were these street level TV shows, and it's Daredevil getting the shit kicked out of him, and something's going on that could kill the entirety of New York City, but we're not going to bother Spidey or Iron Man or anybody, right? It's just going to be this blind guy beating the shit out of people. Okay. Yeah. Well,
it's the problem with all of these things. You have to turn your brain off way too much.
Or you got to do meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, Superman is encased in a kryptonite cage.
The one I really hated, what show was it? Was it The Gifted? It was one of those X-Men spin-off shows that they did on like FX or whatever. And like they had to constantly come up with reasons why the X-Men were not there.
The real X-Men? Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So like I remember there was this one character that like talked to the X-Men off screen, and he'd be like, "Yo, the X-Men called me and told me we have to do this." And I'm like, "Shut
my
the
special
fuck up."
X phone.
Oh my god.
See, that would be okay if they did an episode where they find out he's been making it up the whole time.
Yes,
like, that would have been great. Like, oh yeah,
I'm sure that is what happened. Because God forbid, oh my god,
guys, for real, I totally talk to Wolverine. I really do. He lets me call him Logan.
There was that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show where Lady Sif showed up one time, and we were supposed to be like freaking out about that. And I'm like, I don't care about Lady Sif at all. Like, go get Thor, then we'll talk.
So I'm hearing whispers that they're going to do Mr. Freeze in the new Pattinson Batman movie.
Really?
Yeah. And they cast the Winter Soldier. I think.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, I believe so. I think that's who they're putting in there. I don't know. I love the Penguin show so much
direction,
that I'm really into. I'll be there for it. I liked the movie. It was good.
I really enjoyed the Batman.
I would have been really happier if something had followed a little sooner and kept it alive. But the show, you should see the Penguin. The Penguin was good. Like, I'll vouch for that.
What convinced me to watch that, and I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I bought it and it's on my to-do list, was your episode with Tom about that movie and that show. And
Yeah,
I was like, yes, you know what? I did love that movie. I want to go watch that.
And our homegirl, Kristen Milotti, you know, she won awards and shit. She's awesome in that. Hometown Goyle, Jersey girl.
Hometown. Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we'll be there for this next fucking extravaganza with old X-Men and everything else. But after that, I think I'll be done, man. Until they do something really interesting.
It's going to be up to them to come up with something to hook everybody back. You know, to say like, okay, look, we're bringing this multiverse saga to an end. Here's the next big thing that you're going to all be into. And hopefully some of it, any of it, ties in the stuff they've been doing for the last 7 years to make it worth it, because it doesn't feel like any of that's going anywhere.
All right, well, here's a valid question. And it seems like something they've been wrestling with for years now. How do you cut off the old cast and start fresh? They don't seem to be able to do it. They tried with, like, First Class, but even then they didn't do it cleanly.
Oh, wait, are you talking about X-Men or
anything?
Avengers?
X-Men, Avengers, they're all falling into the same place. How do you restart? Can you? Should they?
They're going to have to restart the X-Men from scratch soon. And I think that this movie is sort of like the last hurrah, you know, for the previous iterations of the X-Men. And then they're going to have to start something brand new going forward.
Nobody's going to be happy, though. Because no one, the giant movie public, like comic fans, they care about X-Men characters beyond Wolverine. Most people don't. I don't think they'll ever make an X-Men movie without Wolverine in it. Ever. They might recast him. They'll recast him, but, you know, Cavalrine. Yeah.
I'd be fine with that. I think, honestly, I mean, as much as I loved X-Men and X-Men 2, and as much as I love Days of Future Past, that whole franchise got really complicated by that prequel series. Because now you've set things up where, like, half the characters people really like are in the 80s and half the characters people like are in the 2000s. And it just couldn't work anymore after that.
It got real sloppy, yeah. Time travel starts coming into it.
Yeah. So I'd love to see them start from scratch, get all the characters we really love in one place, in one time, you know? Like, maybe not all the characters, but, like, set it all up so that they can exist when you want to bring them in. I think you need to start fresh on a lot of the racism metaphors. Like, you know, I think I don't know that the Xavier, Magneto, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X metaphor really applies specifically today. I don't really know that Magneto as a Holocaust survivor. I mean, how old would you have to be? Like 90, 100
that was
at
really
this
the
point?
last era where they could have done it that way with that story. Yeah, they do have to redo the origin stories and the backstories, but the X-Men setup, though, is probably more relevant than ever.
Absolutely. I just think it needs a fresh look, you know, like top to bottom, fresh look, you know.
People are going to freak out, though, about every little change. It's going to be exhaustive. I'm not going to...
Not if you do it well enough.
Yeah.
Because people will forget that those X-Men movies from the 2000s were so different from the comic books that they had to struggle to figure out, like, okay, what do we do when people go to the comic book shop and buy a comic and it's nothing like this at all? You know?
Dark Phoenix Saga, Jesus Christ. Even I was upset about that. And I wasn't a big X-Men comics guy, but I watched the cartoon and it was better than what they gave us, you know?
Yeah.
And
and that's the thing. Like, it's okay to make changes as long as they're good. You know?
Yeah.
Like, this Incredible Hulk show was very different from the comics, but they did a good enough job with it at the time, and it's now iconic, and we're talking about it 40, 50 years later.
Well, how much do the stories themselves... Like, there's only a few stories in comic book land that truly matter more than the characters. Like, because they had so many different writers doing it, and they tried everything. It's like a soap opera. You know, they've tried every iteration of everything. Plus, they've done the What If comics. Like, they've tried everything. So the important thing is the setup and the characters and their motivation. You know, what they are and what they're about and what they can do. And that's why the Hulk worked, because they roughly approximated that as best as they could on TV at the time. And they kept the setups, that werewolf idea, that controlling yourself and your rage and your emotions, and then everything fucking blows up and your whole life turns upside down. They kept that part because that's what people can relate to, you know, because people do in everyday life get angry and do irresponsible things and then regret it later and have to pay for it later. It happens all the time. And that's the part that's relatable. And that's why the X-Men worked for so many years and in so many different ways, is because so many things about those characters and what they go through are corollary to real life. Like when it literally just turns into CGI monsters punching each other, you lose all that. Like it's not character driven anymore. It's just visual and spectacle driven. So if they can get back to it and they can make an X-Men movie that's actually about something, if they have the balls to actually do that with a superhero movie with all that money on the line, it could be good. Will they? I don't know. It's
I'm
much
optimistic.
safer to make a Spider-Verse type of movie, you know?
No, it's not.
Well, that's true. Not anymore. Not anymore.
Maybe the animated ones, but I don't know about, like, I watched the Kraven the Hunter and the Madam Web. And
I still haven't watched that. You told me not to put myself through it.
Which one, Kraven the Hunter or Madam
Yeah, I
Web?
watched Madam Web against my own better judgment, but because I watched
Kraven the Hunter is significantly worse than Madam Web.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's bad.
Yeah.
Because I didn't loathe Morbius. Like I was shocked that people hated it as much as they did, because I certainly hated other movies more. But God, Madam Web was offensive.
Yeah.
To humanity. Like, Jesus
pretty bad.
Christ, man.
I mean, I hate Dakota Johnson and
Yeah.
What's her name? Sydney Sweeney is not as attractive as people think she is. Like, I don't.
She's not a good actress either, bro.
And she's certainly not a good actress. So if it was just going to be about looking at her, you don't have that, and it's certainly not about her acting. So I don't know. It didn't work.
Bro,
and Sony just keep pumping these things out. So
I was doing something the other day. I had a movie auto played in the background, right? And I look up and I start like vaguely paying attention, and it was some movie with Dakota Johnson and Pedro Pascal. And it's some crazy shit about he's like this rich dude who had that lengthening surgery. And it was this most convoluted fucking thing. Like it was like some romantic drama. Like, I just got so angry from the 10 minutes I was paying attention to it. And I'm like, oh God, I got to bring this up to Vinny because he too hates Dakota Johnson.
yes. Wait. Did he get the leg lengthening surgery thing because, like, on Tinder you can't get a date if you're like under 6 feet tall?
That was basically
what?
the entire spirit of that movie. Yeah.
Wow.
And she was like a matchmaker. That was her job in the movie. And it was the most shallow, just fucking made me so glad I'm not dating in this era. Like, Jesus Christ, awful. It made me hate Pedro Pascal a little bit, and that's hard.
Wow.
That's really hard. Yeah, right?
I could totally see her both in a movie and in real life being like, well, you could get more dates if you were 6 feet tall.
Well,
do you want to extend your legs?
Well, the best part was like they do this like will they or won't they through the whole fucking movie, right? And at the end, I think they decided it's a won't they, and he, like, almost in an effort to convince her that she's making the right decision, he like squats down to what his original height would be. And she's like, yeah, no. I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit, man? Go 50 Shades of Grey yourself, you fucking... God.
Can't stand her at all.
Is it because of anything in particular, or just... I have nothing in particular. I just can't stand her. There's just a few actors I just can't.
I just think she's a pretentious... Can I use the C word? I mean, I don't know. You know what
Is it from interviews or is it strictly from her acting?
Yeah, a lot of it is interviews.
Okay.
I don't like her acting either, but like, okay, so the way she comes off, and I think a lot of this had to do with the press tour for Madam Web and the both the before and the after.
I do remember some of her comments during that. Yeah.
a lot of it could be summed up as like, I don't know what's wrong with these nerds. We made a perfectly good movie and they hated it, so fuck them. It's not my fault. Like, you know,
yeah,
I don't understand any of this stuff. I'm going to stick to my romantic comedies. And it's like, well, you know, whatever. Fuck you.
Like, yeah, you should have made that decision before you signed the contract for this pile of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like, you know, you take no responsibility for it whatsoever, you know, even though you can act. Like,
now,
so
I will say, there have been actors I have felt this way before, and I have forgiven them over time. Kristen Stewart used to be in this category for me. I used to not be able to stand her fucking face. And I have forgiven her since. I don't know why. I think it might have been from that movie Underwater she did, which was actually pretty fucking cool.
So I think that like there was a long time there where Kristen's. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm getting my
Twilight.
Kristens mixed up. I was thinking of Kirsten Dunst, and I was going to be like, all right, no, that's
Other
totally
vampire.
understandable.
Other vampire
yes, all
chick,
right.
yeah,
So
no.
Kristen Stewart. Yeah, I mean like Kristen Stewart. She started off as like a child actress, and she was in like Panic Room, and I really liked that.
I don't remember her. Yeah, I know she was, but I don't really. I think it's all Twilight. I hated Robert Pattinson too, mostly because of Twilight. Came to forgive him too, because I've seen him in The Lighthouse and all bunch of. He's good. It was Twilight that sucked. It was the Twilight that sucked.
I accepted that those movies just like weren't for us. You know, it wasn't like.
They are comedies, though. If you want to watch them as comedies, they are funny.
I actually enjoy some of them. You know, like yeah, as like I think I've said this on this show before. Like, you know, as a guy who got dragged to a lot of romantic comedy type things, you could get dragged to worse than a bunch of pissed off vampires fighting a bunch of pissed off werewolves. You know, like,
if you're getting dragged, yeah, I'll agree. Sure.
Yeah.
I used to feel this way about J-Law too, but. Then I saw her in things I liked, like Mother. We talked about that before.
Yeah.
And slowly forgiven, you know?
I don't know that I've seen, I think on a previous episode of this show, we might have said that I've never seen a bad Jennifer Lawrence movie. And I thought about that later, and I was like, all right, I might have forgotten to talk about like the later X-Men movies. But, you know, Winter's Bone was fantastic. Silver Linings Playbook was fantastic. Mother was fantastic. So... and I haven't even like hit on the ones where she won the Oscar, right? Like the American Hustle or whatever, you know. Like,
that was you know, it's American Hustle. What are you gonna do? You know, it was good. Everyone was in that fucking thing. I used to hate James Marsden.
Cyclops?
I feel a little bit. It was mostly because of X-Men.
What has he even done? It was like Cyclops, Superman Returns, and Hop, right? Like,
Anchorman 2. No,
sure.
I saw him in Westworld, the show, the HBO show.
Yeah,
I liked him a lot in that. That's what it was.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, all right. He wasn't the worst thing about Anchorman 2. That's for sure. I've kind of...
Kristen Stewart was in that Charlie's Angels remake thing. I don't know if you saw that. That was another contemporary of The Incredible Hulk that they remade. But.
Yeah, there was a sequel too, I think. Yeah.
There was not a sequel to the Kristen Stewart Charlie's Angels.
Oh, yeah. I believe it was called Charlie's Angels Full Throttle or something like that.
No. That's a sequel to the Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu.
Was it? They did it again?
Yeah.
So that was a whole
Kristen
nother...
Stewart,
oh, man. Wow. I didn't know
this
that.
was like
holy shit.
Post-pandemic. Like, I want to say like 2021 or I don't know.
I
like,
might have missed this. This might have went right by me. Okay.
It was not objectively horrible, although it got roasted for being objectively horrible. But I think the problem with it was that like the original point of Charlie's Angels was ignored entirely in favor of like, we're going to make just like Charlie's Angels for the 21st century. It's going to be directed by a woman. It's going to be starring, women who we're going to reclaim this. And they're like, you didn't need to.
No, reclaim something else. Charlie's Angels wasn't worth reclaiming. Don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.